So today we have Sachi, also known as RetrogradeReal, also known as Real-Time Flyer.
No. That's crazy. I haven't had that gamer tag in like 20 years. How dare you?
She does my thumbnails. She also plays a large variety of games outside of the finals, for whatever reason. But some of the most notable games that she plays include games such as Monster Hunter and Dragon Age. But you know,
Dragon Age plug is crazy.
Hey look,
moved on.
Look,
like
I'm just saying these was like favorites, okay? These are things that I know
you
that are favorites, alright?
You just go look at my page and go
look,
like
I'm just saying.
played.
I'm just
I
saying.
You didn't even plug
I'm
Destiny.
just saying.
That's
look, Destiny doesn't
crazy.
count. This intro's gonna be a mess. So her perspective on some of these questions should and could be quite interesting. That being said, is there anything you wish to add?
Nope.
But without further ado, let's get straight into the questions. Question numero uno. I believe you played the beta of the finals and you quite enjoyed it. Why haven't you come back to play now that it's fully released?
Well, as with all things, there was probably a game that came out around the time when the game came out, and I got completely distracted. So yeah, and once the game comes out, I am full in, all in, and I took off completely. So I forgot about it, honestly. I can't remember when this game launched, but I was probably playing something else and completely forgot about it.
December 2023. I don't remember the exact date, but it was like it was in the first week of December. I believe the 6th. My gut's telling me the 6th.
2023. Yeah, I was probably playing something else.
Let's see. December 7th, actually. That was close. That's when it released.
Yeah. It's probably playing something else. Even though it's free, I was just, busy with other stuff.
You know, that's cool, but you could have just, after you became free, you could have just came. You could have just.
I jumped from thing to thing.
That's fair, but like, surely you seen that it was out, and you could have been like, oh, I'm gonna hop back in, woo,
And then they didn't let me keep my customization from the beta. I got salty about that. You know how I feel about customization.
That's fair. I know that actually was a complaint that some people that played the beta had, like, none of their cosmetics carried over and some stuff you didn't get to keep. So, I understand. I get it.
I didn't work hard for that. Anyway.
Question numero dos. What other games are you currently playing?
Well, let's see. I jumped back into GTA because the new trailer got me itching to play that again. Playing WWE 2K25, playing Fortnite, Monster Hunter Wilds, Helldivers, Warframe, Balatro, a lot of different shit. But those are the main ones right now. Oh,
I think you just named like 8 different games.
Yeah, I jump around.
Okay. So, not related, but like, how do you cut up the time to play these different games? Like, how do you allocate time for them?
Take like Warframe and Fortnite, for instance. Those are games that I have like daily things to do. So once I'm done with the daily stuff, I'm kind of done for the day. A little bit for Fortnite. Fortnite's kind of some of the modes, like they have like a Guitar Hero type mode. I could play that for a couple of hours at least, and once I'm kind of done with it, I'll be done for a little while, and I'll get my enjoyment out of it. Oh, and I'm playing Oblivion, the Oblivion remake. Forgot about that too. And once I get my enjoyment out of it, I'll be done for a bit, and like I got objectives to do for a bit. And other ones, I kind of jump around from time to time. It's not like a set time period, really. Like, sometimes I got the itch to play, sometimes I don't. Like, WWE I'm not playing as often as I was like a month ago, but I am still playing pretty frequently. So, it's like it's not like a schedule thing. It's like kind of like, oh, I want to play it right now. No, I don't really want to play right now kind of thing. I'll play for a little bit, I'll play for like a long time. Depends,
Interesting. So in that time, finals doesn't find its way in there.
No. See what you're trying to do, and it's not gonna work.
No, but that's understandable. That's crazy. That's so many different guys. Crazy. I literally have like technically 3 games that I'm playing right now, and that's literally Baldur's Gate 3, Wuthering Waves, and finals. Like that shit crazy. Question numero 3. What do you think will be able to maybe persuade you a little bit to come and play the finals again? Like give it a to give it a go, give it a whirl.
I don't know, like some kind of cosmetic or something. I don't know. You know me. I'm very cosmetic and customization focused when it comes to games. Literally, all it takes for a game to have is like, can I customize myself? Sold. I'll buy it. Like a lot. Like a good 2/3 of my libraries on both PC and PlayStation are games that I know I can make some kind of character in, or like a car or something like that. Like if there's customization in it, I want it. So the fact that that game has it is a huge selling point, but I think kinda what's stopping me is a bit of the game feel. Like I'm not a super huge fan of how it plays a little bit, but I think that's just mostly because I don't play a whole lot of shooters these days aside from Fortnite, but that has a specific feel to it, so yeah.
I was gonna say, because finals do have a fuck ton of customization. You could do some crazy things with how your character looks in this game.
Yeah, it does have really good customization. I will say that it's really good.
Especially the anime skin that I don't think you can get anymore, but the anime skin was crazy. That was crazy. But yeah, there's definitely a fuck ton of customization. Customizability?
Yeah.
That's a word, right?
Yeah.
Customizability? Why does it feel weird to say that? Anyway, yeah, it has a lot of customizability in this game that you can ever so casually do. You definitely, I know you would quite enjoy how much shit that you can actually do. They also just added fingernails. You could paint your fingernails now, which was okay. I'm like, that's cool. I don't even, personally, I never noticed, like, the nails or the hands.
It makes sense.
Look, I don't notice. Link just pointed out the other day that I had like a charm or something on one of my guns. I'm just like, how did you see that? I forgot that was there. I don't know how you guys do it, but I do think you would quite enjoy the customizability that this game does offer. So, wink, wink, nudge, nudge, cough, cough, sniff, sniff. Question numero 4. What are some things that the finals have, rather that's in game or advertisements, that caught your eye, if anything?
The piss energy drink that I saw when I was editing one of the thumbnails, that caught my eye. Like, they had that huge orb on Vegas Stadium. I don't know what
spoons!
That was. And that's the name. Okay, that's the name of it.
Yes, a spoons.
Whose idea that was.
It's not piss. It is an energy drink.
Why is it that color?
Because, just Gatorade that color.
It's piss. I don't drink Gatorade.
Look, it's not piss, okay? Leave our spoons alone. Why has that caught your eye? Why did that, out of everything, catch your eye?
Because the color. There's not many things, just mostly because there's not a lot that I have to work with. And I'm not gonna go on my rant because I've been on this rant several times while I'm making the thumbnails. And I do it every damn time when I'm looking for stuff to do, to work with. And that's okay. And then I have another rant that I can go on about why you can't make a private match by yourself, why you need at least 2 people to do that. I don't like that, because why can't I just go in there by myself to take pictures? That's stupid. But I'm not gonna start that rant because I'll be here all day. That it caught my eye because the one time that we went in together, we were on that map and I was looking for good spots to take pictures. Yeah. But a lot of the maps are pretty decent looking, but there's not a lot of pictures for me to work with. But there's not a whole lot of what are they called? What do you call them?
I would just
Not hotspots.
Oh, you mean like maybe like
But,
points of interest or like a monument?
Yeah, like POIs. There's not a whole lot of them on, at least from the pictures, because there's not a whole lot of them out there. At least from what I can find. I'm sure in the game there's you know of them, but from the pictures that I find, there's not many that I can see that look at least super interesting to my eye. But that's the one that caught my eye anyway, the piss ball on the stadium.
Our spoons! But nah, you mean like there's no like distinguishing factors from like make this kind of stand out more than say like another game or anything like that. There's nothing that's like, oh yeah, that's from finals. It's more like that looks familiar kind of stuff. Yeah.
I know it's from finals, like, 'cause it does have, I will say, it does have a look to it, but they don't have. I will say on certain parts of, like, I can't tell the maps from each other on if you're on a certain part of the level or in certain buildings. If you put me in a corner of a certain building, I'll be like, oh fuck, I don't know where I am. But if you go outside, I'll be like, okay, I know this is Bernal, I know this is Kyoto, not Kyoto. Is it Kyoto?
Oh, Kyoto's map,
Kyoto
yeah.
place?
Kyoto,
yeah, okay. Yeah, like, I'll be able to tell there, but if you go in certain buildings, they look alike. But not that that's a super bad thing, but, you know, there's only so many, like, you know, very notable spots on the map.
I was trying to think of, like, anything that would, like, at least map-wise, that would be like, oh, yeah, that's very easily distinguishable from, like, other stuff. And to be fair, sure, there is, like, you know, using Vegas as an example, the Aspuz, the giant, like, green mosquito thingy, or like Seoul with his double cranes and a giant building or whatever. But comparatively to other games, I guess there's nothing that's like, at least map-wise, it's like, oh yeah, that's from that game, you know, immediately when you see it kind of thing. So I guess that's fair. That's fair.
Yeah.
It's fair.
That is a bad thing, you know. You don't need anything for, like, not every game needs something like that per se, because that game's all about destroy! Like, you're taking out half the map half the time, so you don't need to, there doesn't need to be a freaking notable place, because you're gonna be fucking taking it out for once you get there, you know? Like, oh, by the Spooz building, alright, blow it up, you know, so it doesn't really matter.
Exactly. That's what finals do best. Destroy everything! Question numero 5. What other FPS, specifically, games have you played that really took your time?
The only one in recent years is Destiny.
Good old Destiny.
Good old Destiny. I haven't played COD seriously in a long time, and Fortnite doesn't count because they haven't had their first person mode out yet, and it's a third person shooter. But yeah, really just Destiny, and I guess, no, I was only playing story mode Halo. And I didn't really play multiplayer. So yeah, just Destiny really.
Okay. So
I didn't really play Crucible. Well, most of my Crucible, you know, most of my Crucible career, and where I really shined was on the Gambit field. That was my fucking field. Oh man, I miss Gambit. I wish they cared about it.
They do care about it. They just care in a different way.
Don't make me start, cause I'll be yelling for days.
Not for this video. Maybe a future video when we go back to Destiny one day. That's not happening. But you know. Question numero 6. Relating to the previous question, what does Destiny do differently from finals that kind of kept you playing? That kind of like, you know, kept you coming back, kept you engaged.
Well, Gambit was a big part of it. I loved Gambit. And you know, the story, I wanted to finish the story. That was a big reason why I was there for so long. And the fashion, always hunting for fashion. And I don't know. It was kind of. I don't want to say because that wasn't the abusive relationship game. That was Overwatch. That was an abusive relationship game. God. It was just. It was kind of like a comfort game. You know, you log in, you get your stuff done, and then you log out, and you knew how to do everything after a while. Nothing changed too much. But I don't know. It's hard to because I don't know too much. I don't know a whole lot about finals and its game modes. I only know 2 of them, so I can't compare too much. I think I know cash out and that one push mode, and it's only because the videos that I've done the thumbnails for.
Power share.
It's yeah. It's like push anyway. I think it is.
Well, I mean, it sounds kind of like based off of the description anyway. Outside of Gambit being the outlier here, it seems like the sense of familiarity is what kept you around with Destiny for as long as you was. I don't like using this word too often, but kind of you got conditioned to it's part of the routine, if you want to call it. You log in, you do this, this is going to happen, you do this, you do this every day, you do this every week, then you log out, you do it again when the cycle repeats. Sense of familiarity, one of those. I definitely was in that too for a little while. I'm not going to lie, I was in that too for a bit. I'm going to lie, Which, by the way, for those that don't know, Gambit inside of Destiny, if you don't know, it was kind of like a PvPvE kind of game mode, where 2 teams are fighting against each other to basically kill ads and a boss. Whoever kills the boss first essentially wins. That's the rough draft of how Gambit's supposed to go. When inside of the mode, you're able to go through the little teleporter and invade the other side. One person on each team could kind of do that, and kill the other players. That's the bare bones of how it worked. PvPvE, cool concept, but they don't really
wasted it. Fucked up the execution because they wanted it to be an esports mode, or Activision when they were involved with Destiny and Bungie. They wanted it to be an esports mode, and then when Activision was no longer in the picture, they stopped focusing on it as much, and it went through 2 different revisions, and then eventually they said, oh, you know what, maybe I just won't pay attention to this anymore. Stopped getting attention, and now I'm gonna calm down because I'm gonna get mad about it all over again. Anyway, next question.
But yeah, aside from Gambit, we don't really have anything else PvPvE style game mode here in the finals, at least not yet. And obviously, there's no real story, if you want to call it. There's an overlying story that's happening in the background, similar to something that you'll see from Overwatch, how there's an overlying story that's happening in the background. There's no story that's necessarily happening that you can see visually outside of every other patch. It might be a cutscene that appears or something like that. But as far as the familiarity goes, if you play, you'll get familiar, and then you'll have a little rotation where you get on, you do your dailies and or your weeklies, and then you come back the next week to do it again. That's the thing. That's the thing. It's a thing. But interesting little insight there. Question numero 7. The newest season of the finals has dropped a little while ago, and with it added new weapons, one of which being a minigun, which is a lot of people's favorite gun right now, a new map, and more. On top of that, a number of players who quit the game also came back and have thoroughly enjoyed. I know a couple of my friends that played back in season 1 who quit and then came back, was yo, I'm enjoying the game, and they've been playing pretty frequently, actually. Even now I see 3 of them on right now, so pretty cool. But included in those that have returned, those who never played has also been flooding the Reddit, been asking questions and just and that, and they all came back. So now my question to you would be why haven't you came back to season 6, with all of this cool shit that's going on, come back now,
Here's the thing, the season started, but Monster Hunter Wilds came out, and I've been playing that. And granted, I will say, I am fully caught up on Wilds. So we blew through that game pretty quickly, so we're kind of like checking it every now and then to get the event quest done, and doing like dailies-ish, getting our hunts in every now and then. But yeah, just mostly kind of playing other games. I feel like when the time is right, and it's not going to be like a specific time, but when it's like, I kind of feel like playing the finals, that's when the time will be. It's not going to be like a specific thing that's going to draw me in, because that's kind of what makes me play games. It's never a specific thing, because people tell me all the time, oh, I should play this, or I should play that, and I never end up doing it exactly when they say. It's just kind of out of nowhere.
You know, she's not wrong. I've been trying to get her to carry me in some other games, but she won't carry me.
Oh my god, let it go. You've also been telling me to play Persona for like 20 years, and I still haven't played it yet.
It's such a good game. It's so good. It's so good.
I know it's a good game. I've been listening to the soundtrack for years. I had 3 different PS3 themes too.
My god.
I still haven't played it yet. The music was really good. Listen, that's mostly why I had it, because I really like the music.
But yes, when the time is right, I get it. You should totally, you'll come and play, but you told you play now, because it's a good game, Especially this season. This season's sick, I'm just saying. It's a pretty good season. It's up there. It's my best. I think it's probably my favorite season so far. If not my favorite, it's my second. I haven't really thought about it too much, but it's up there for me. Question numero 8. I think I know the answer to this already, but do you watch any finals content?
Oh, I wonder if I do. Looks at the folder full of...
Outside of the content that you have to watch, well, you don't necessarily have to watch, that you sometimes would need to watch for thumbnail purposes, outside of that.
Outside of your thumbnails and the trailers that I watch every now and then, no.
Yeah, kind of saw that coming. Yeah, kind of saw that coming. Yeah, that was a short one. Question number 9. As we have mentioned before, since you do my thumbnails, and oftentimes you see a video before it goes live, have you ever thought, hey, that looks fun, kind of want to try it? Huh? Ever thought that?
No, because you're gonna bully me.
I can't bully you if you're on my team.
See, that's how it starts, but then it's like, we should have a match. And then you're gonna bully me.
Look.
That's how it went in Destiny. And I know how this goes.
I don't know what you're talking about. This is not how. This is fake propaganda. This is slander.
That's your first. Okay, yeah, no. I know how this goes. You think I don't know you? You think I don't know you?
This is slander.
Why? Okay, yeah. Okay, sure. Whatever. You think I don't know you?
So look, so what you're saying?
I do the same thing, and I have done the same thing.
So
this
what
is
you're
what I
saying?
did to you when we played Soul Calibur, and then you went crazy on it for like a day and came back and beat my ass.
Look, that's also fake propaganda. So what you're saying here is that you have in fact actually maybe thought about, that kind of looks fun, you want to try it. You did think this at some point. Is what you're saying. That's what I'm hearing.
I know I'd have fun playing it, because I have fun with shooters, because I'm competitive. But I also know how you are, you little shit. And then you're gonna go crazy. I know what you're like.
I don't know what you're talking about. You asked me, this is fake propaganda.
Okay, sure. I'll ask Link, and I'll ask Dalvon to back me up.
This is all fake propaganda. But okay, last but not least, as I've done with all the previous ones, and you kind of touched on it a little bit already. Question Diaz. Would you consider yourself a casual or competitive kind of gamer?
Competitive as hell. Well, competitive in the sense that, competitive in the sense that I like to win, but kind of casual in that I'm not... what do you mean by casual, actually?
So, casual being in the sense of you don't really you don't really care too much to like say necessarily get better or like try to push yourself in like rankings and stuff like that. You care more about just the having fun aspect, like just having fun. You don't really think about too much like too much of like, oh, I'm trying to get better, I'm trying to improve, I'm trying to hone my craft per se. Versus being competitive, I would consider to be more like you're trying to get better, you're constantly trying to improve, you're trying to push rankings, you're trying to, just always thinking of like those kind of stuff, that kind of thing.
I'm kind of I'd say I'm about a half and half because it depends on the game. Like, take Marvel Rivals for instance, because I forgot to list that earlier. I play that too. I'm taking a break though because I'm waiting for Ultron to come out. I am about a half and half because it depends on the game. Some games I'm competitive in because I know that I'm not gonna be better at it because I'm just a bit too lazy to bother with trying to be sweaty with people, and I'm like, I'm not gonna waste my time with this. I know there's a bunch of no-lifers in this community, and I'm like, I work all fucking day. I'm not gonna come home and get my ass beat 24/7 for this. I don't have the time to waste. Like, I just come home, get a couple games off, and call it a day. But other games, like, you bag me, and I'm gonna spend the rest of this match making your life hell. And I'm gonna practice making your life hell. So it really depends on the game. I take bags very personally. I don't like it.
Just want to point out,
especially if you're playing in certain games. If you're playing my character, your ass is mine.
I want to point out, in Destiny, you bag me like very frequently. I'm just saying.
That's different. You don't play Destiny anymore. You said it yourself, so.
I'm just saying.
That's different.
But as I said in previous, in previous questions, it's always interesting to hear the different inputs on like if you're casual or competitive. But it's very, very interesting just kind of to hear the difference between you, Delvon, Link, and Carl. In that, it seems Delvon was more like in the middle, but it seems he leaned more so on the casual side, which is very interesting, versus someone like Link who leaned more on the competitive side, while Carl also leans more on the competitive side. If he had enough, quote unquote, if he had more time to do so, he would also lean more on the competitive side. It's very interesting just hearing the differences there. Very intriguing.
Yeah, if I had more time, like all around, I'd be a lot more competitive, but I don't have as much time as I used to.
It's
back
crazy.
In school days, I'd be way more competitive across the board. Like back when Overwatch, like the height of Overwatch, fully competitive across the board. But now, I don't even play it anymore. But like now it's like it's a mixture. Some games I can't be bothered.
That's basically all of the questions. This all being said, you should totally play finals. You should totally give it a go. Preferably not in like a year, but like more like in like the next day or two.
That's crazy.
Perhaps.
I don't even have it installed right now.
Perhaps what I should do is think of a video idea that will kind of require you to get on, so it can actually happen. That's what it sounds like I should do. Maybe that's an idea.
I don't even have it installed right now, and then I'd have to figure out what the hell my account is so I could set up cross progression. Not that I even have anything on PlayStation, but still, because apparently there's cross progression. I mostly just don't want to do that fucking tutorial again.
But yeah, that's it for the video. Hope you guys enjoyed. Gracias for joining us and explaining your process, your thought process onto why you hate this game. I'm kidding, you don't hate the game, but you just don't want to play it because you hate the game. It's okay, I understand. We all understand, it's okay. I'm not crying, you're crying.
You're crying. You're literally crying right now.
I don't know what you're talking about, but yeah. Gracias for joining us. If you guys have any questions, by all means, leave them in the comments below. She may or may not reply to you. Who knows? But without further ado, we bid you all adieu. Take care and peace. Bye-bye.